New year, same you. But maybe that's exactly what you need to make this your best year yet. While everyone is chasing the typical new year, new me, what if the real magic lies in staying grounded in who you already are? The start of a new year always feels like it's supposed to be this big monumental thing. A clean slate, a fresh start. But if I'm being honest, I'm not that pumped about this year. It's not like I'm being cynical or anything, it's just the world doesn't automatically stop or take a pause on December 31st and starts again January 1st. You know, whatever we're dealing with, our struggles, our dreams, our to-do list, they all come with us into the new year. That intro was totally not necessary. And I feel like that's the kind of idea we carry into the new year. Oh my God, that was freezing cold. While the new year is made out to be this place where you just start again and you have everything figured out, or you start to make new goals, new accomplishments and things like that, it just doesn't feel like it for me. And it's one thing that I've sort of struggled with over the years. I constantly find myself making new goals, new resolutions, just saying I'm going to be a better person, I'm going to change my life this year, and it almost doesn't really happen that way. For example, my current space is a mess and it's been like this since the year started, and I have this list of goals I've written down and I'm like, oh, this is going to be the year. Well, this definitely would be a year that will be different from the other years. I feel like there is this idea of new start, which doesn't really just resonate with me anymore. It might probably be because I've gotten to a different phase in my life where so many things are changing, so many things are happening, but I just want to share a few things I believe will really help you, especially if you're the kind of person who really would put up big ideas in your head and eventually end up not achieving even half of the things that you set out to achieve when the year starts. So, as I was saying, the idea of new beginnings can often feel like an escape. It's like there are a lot of things that you've got going on, a lot of things that you didn't do well, and there is a new year, the calendar is changing into a different number, and you feel like it's the perfect time to escape from all the things that you ought to have achieved that you didn't achieve. It just feels like you're trying to get out of something that feels uncomfortable. It can be different for every single person, but for me, this particular year, it's as though, did I just leave everything behind in 2024? No, I didn't. These things have followed me into this new year, but now I need to start making different changes to things and sort of find a way around them. But I think one of the general notion that I constantly see online and all over the place is new year, new me, and it's something I'm not just participating in this time around. For me, this year started exactly the same way the last one ended, which is taking care of my son, making sure that my family is all put together and things like that. And I did a lot of things last year that was good. There was Flow with my podcast, which I wonder why I even put it on a pause. It's coming back again this year. And so many other things that really went great. Photopool is amazing. I was able to work with really amazing brands. And now I'm thinking about it. I don't need a new beginning. I need continuity. I need to be able to remain consistent with these things I'm currently doing. And that's the new idea I'm sort of working around now. The idea of continuity, the idea of improving and seeing that vision grow and get better by the day. And this is one of the places I'm actually at right now. And I think one of the good things that has come out of my life in the past year has been Flow with Them. And the episode with Tora George unveiled a lot of things that till today, I still go back to that episode and listen to it again. And it basically talks about the idea of carrying those big complex ideas in your head and bringing it into reality. which was perfect because as I started this year, I revisited one of the comments you made on the podcast and it just blew me away. So on the podcast, you talked about this book, The 12-Week Year. And even though I'm someone that's talked about productivity in the past and I've tried to preach and act like that, this was a totally new concept that felt a lot more achievable for me. And I decided to actually practice it. And this is exactly what she said.
So there's this book that I really love that basically teaches how to take an idea, bring it to reality within 12 weeks. And it's called the 12-Week Year. The core concept is based on planning your goals and your vision in a 12-week year. So one day is 1 week, 1 week is 1 month.
Yeah.
That's the way you treat it. So what's the goal? You set up like 3 goals, at most 3 goals, can be 2, can be 1.
But most 3, yeah.
Write all the steps that it takes to achieve that goal, everything you need to do to make that goal possible.
Yeah.
Refine that list to make it shorter to just the important things that need to be done to make that goal possible. And every single thing on that list needs to be put on your calendar in a 12-week year, within 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Every week, you have an accountability meeting with someone else and you give yourself a score. Not just a score from your head, but a score based on how many of those tasks that you achieved. So I'll give you an example. I set a goal for myself that I wanted to learn how to drive, right? Learning how to drive meant passing my theory test and it meant booking my practical test, right? So for the theory test, I put on my list of goals, read for 1 hour every day. Read your theory practice for 1 hour every day.
Yeah.
So I would wake up every day at 5:30 or 5 o'clock and make sure that after praying, I would read for 1 hour. And I did that for a month, for 4 weeks. Went on and I passed the test. But if I didn't set the goal, and I was just like, I'll do it later, it's just never gonna happen.
Yeah.
So taking our ideas to reality requires some kind of structure. It's gonna be painful because obviously having my accountability meetings, I need to tell them my score for the week. And based on this 12-week year concept, you should score about 85% every week. So this is based on your tasks. Did you tick them off?
Yeah.
If you score about 85%, you're more than likely going to achieve that goal.
This is the kind of mindset that turns ideas into reality, not the hype of new year, new me, but the grind of intentionality, something that you are quite intentional about your processes, about the goals you have, breaking them down into manageable tasks, and find a way to just make sure that you stay accountable to these things you said you will do. You will keep me accountable this year. I'm going to make YouTube. I'm going to be a lot more consistent on YouTube. I'm going to do a lot of things differently. It is not a new me. It's the same me, but then making sure that I change the way I do certain things. I have better structure to things. And if this is the same approach you're hoping to take this year, this is something we both can do together. And to wrap this up, this is going to be that year where you get things right. It's not a new beginning, but it's the year where you get to build on the things you already started. This is the year for me where Flow Within becomes one of the best podcasts to listen to in 2025. And I'm going to do everything it takes to make sure that happens. This is going to be the year where Photopol is going to reach over 100,000 users. At the moment, we're about 1,000, and this is one of those goals. And I'm going to use this system that I found, which in the first 3 days, I've applied it and it's worked for me. So I don't see a reason why I have to change everything I'm doing because there's a new year. It's amplifying, it's rebuilding, it's growing, it's focusing on progress all the way through. So cheers to you, cheers to 2025, and I remain your partner in figuring life out. Yeah, it feels weird getting back on YouTube this way. It is very messy. But I hope I stay consistent. I will stay consistent. And you have to keep me accountable. And this is the last bit. If there are things you want to get done this year and you want to have someone who you'll be accountable to, I might be that person. I really hope I can be. But if you love to find someone you can be accountable to, just drop a comment in the comment section. And who knows, you might find your accountability partner and you guys get to do stuff together. If you are on the Flow with Them newsletter on Substack, maybe you can find more persons. I'll keep you accountable by writing to you every week. And yeah, let's make 2025 that year, not the new beginning year, but the year where we build on the things that we already started. Thank you for watching. See you soon.